Hey, what up everybody, this is Stevie Breach coming to you. I know that I normally make a New Year's Day year-end review sort of award show, but I've had a lot of fun sort of going along with the Slammies tomorrow, that basically I thought I would make a video giving away my award for Match of the Year. And honestly, the Match of the Year happened back in early April, and I know that there's been a few good matches along the way that I thought about giving it to. The Shield going up against the Wyatts, I believe the Elimination Chamber, was a damn good match. I really liked Cena versus Brock Lesnar. I think that was one hell of an event. I might give that my oh my god moment, sort of the way that Cena really didn't give me offense for that whole match. I don't think that was something that a lot of people would have thought was coming their way. But honestly, in my mind, I think the Match of the Year in my mind was easily Bryan and Triple H at WrestleMania. Just what a way to sort of kick off that show and put it into high gear about how important WrestleMania 30 was. Of course, everybody piled into the Superdome, and we got that tag match to sort of get everybody in the feel of being there. But of course, once WrestleMania 30 went live on the WWE Network or on pay-per-view, however you watched it, the first thing that you saw was Hulk Hogan coming down to the ring before being greeted by Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, having their little beer off, sort of everybody patting each other on the back, saying, "You're a legend, no, you're a legend, no, you're the man." And, that was just a really cool moment to really sink in, seeing, those three guys from those two big eras really putting each other over and putting each other in the right place of, who is, the top dog in wrestling supremacy. I know that there was a few people out there who thought that maybe John Cena and Ric Flair should have been a part of that. Of course, Bret Hart, who was sitting ringside, is another guy, trying to, get somebody from each and every era, one of those top guys. But easily, I think if you're building a Mount Rushmore, anybody who's building that for wrestling is going to have Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and Stone Cold Steve Austin up there. It's just debatable about who you think that fourth guy is going to be. But once we got down to wrestling action, I really thought that basically Triple H and Daniel Bryan would have to go on early for the one fact that, whoever won this match was going to have to wrestle twice that night. But no way did I think it was really going to be the curtain jerker match of the night. They really put that show into high gear, really making you think that it was really something special. Daniel Bryan coming down, everybody there was feeling the yes movement and knowing that it was coming to a conclusion that night. He was either going to be winning the championship and showing the machine that he was the best wrestler in the world, that he deserved to be on top of the mountain, he deserved to be in the main event. Some people would think that maybe WWE ran out of gas a little bit on the way to WrestleMania, that it was stretched out a little bit too far, but this is a program in my mind that went on for 2 years, and I think they could have used just a little bit more of an imagination on how to put Daniel Bryan into that main event situation. I wasn't a big fan of the yes movement sort of taking over Monday Night Raw, and with that basically demanding a match against Triple H, and then also demanding that when he won that match he'd be added to the main event. And of course there, because of the bitching and complaining between Batista and Randy Orton, Triple H said if he won his match he was going to be added to that main event as well, because he didn't trust either one of these guys to be his champion. But this match was full of a roller coaster of emotions, basically, of Daniel Bryan getting his ass kicked, being on top. Stephanie McMahon on the outside added a whole lot to that match, and basically by Triple H doing what he does at WrestleMania, which is of course putting people over and putting them where they belong. Daniel Bryan getting to be added to the main event made that whole rest of the night, waiting up until that match, a whole lot more big, because of the fact of them taking him out and adding to the beating, basically not knowing if he was going to be able to even be in that main event. And of course once he got to the main event, Triple H and Stephanie showing their face once again, basically making it a four-way, even though they weren't really in it. They were making sure that Bryan was not going to win it when he took the Batista bomb and the RKO at the same time through the announce table. WrestleMania 30 was easily one of the best shows I've ever been to. But Triple H and Daniel Bryan was the match that really put it into high gear, to just being so glad that I really was a part of WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans. So Daniel Bryan and Triple H will be my match of the year this year. So best of luck to them at the Slammies tomorrow, taking that home, because I think they deserve it.